telling everyone that I was bringing you on to discuss the importance of having some form of email marketing set up for your brand.
Most
So
definitely.
we're going to go through that for like, I've got you for what, 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah. Let's get straight to it.
I've got a few questions to ask you today. So these questions will be geared around like branding, mostly email marketing. Okay.
Most
So
definitely.
my first question is honestly, why do you think email's forgotten by so many small businesses when they start like an Instagram account or when they're on social media itself?
Because it's not that instant gratification. On social media, I can put up something, go viral, and get 100, 200, 1,000 likes, and be like, okay, look at that, I'm great. But the email, it's hard to track that instant gratification. It's not that instant. It takes more effort to really cultivate that community from social media to pretty much an inbox that you own. So that's why it's harder for people to gravitate towards email marketing, because it's not as easy. It's easy if you do use the right things, but like I said, it's not boom. I can't see the impact of it right away.
That makes a lot of sense. As soon as you said instant gratification, I was thinking, yep, it's completely it. You must come across that a lot with a lot of your
Most
clients.
definitely, because a lot of people, that when I talk about email marketing, is like the first thing they think about is email marketing being dead. It's not that popular. I don't like doing it. I don't know what to write. I'm like, if you think about it, you already got daggone 200 posts on social media. If you break that down, add some personality to it, put it in an email, and send it to a group of people that have already opted in, then you'll get more traction that way. It makes more sense to do it that way than just, not send nothing. I've worked with people that got like 6,000, 10,000 email lists, but they haven't sent nothing in 3 months. So,
Right.
and then losing all that money, leaving all that money on the table, because it's just they're not in the habit of doing it.
It's funny you say that, because literally what you just said is the art of repurposing. So it's when people like take their normal carousels and posts and create reels out of that. You can literally just make an email out of that too.
Exactly. I'm telling you, if people took half of the energy they put into their social media content to build an email list, man, I'm telling you, you would literally probably double your sales in at least 6 months if you use that, at least a half of that energy, guaranteed.
So that's a promise that you give people at least 6
Most
months.
definitely. If you literally follow these steps for 6 months,
Yeah.
and instead of always saying like follow this, follow that, you switch it up and say, okay, download my freebie, get on my email list, and do your weekly blast, your newsletters. Then you go ahead and you have your email sequences on point, and then you cultivate that relationship. You're gonna make sales.
And how much money does it cost for you to start email marketing?
Next to none, to be honest. You really just need an email service provider. So, and there's tons of those. The one that a lot of new entrepreneurs use is called MailChimp. There's still, you have others that are more budget friendly, like MailerLite, Sendinblue, GetResponse. Then you have some that have a little bit more power to it. It's more expensive, but they have more capabilities, like ActiveCampaign. HubSpot's a good one. And there's a lot more. They're actually more of a CRM base and not just email marketing. But if we're just tapping into it for the first time, we're trying to get your first 100, your first 500 subscribers, get something, just pick something and go. Pick something cheap and go.
Because you can literally transfer to any other email service provider anyway.
It's yours. It's you own it.
So let me get this straight. I already know this, but I just want to say it out loud.
Right.
We all have like our own social media platforms. We're all growing it. We're all interacting with our audience and everything. And there's still some people who aren't bothered to do a little bit more extra work, which isn't really work. It's more transferring what you have to like an email, to sending out an email blast to actually increase their revenue. Barely any more work, but nearly double the amount of money you're making.
Double the amount of money. It's insane. Literally, majority of my clients, I go through a coaching program, and we hit email marketing towards the middle, right? We only touch on social media probably a brief bit, but we mainly focus on email marketing. But it's like when I do, that's when the complications come in, because it's a foreign language. But once you're able to really shift the gears and like, okay, you own this. It's yours. When Instagram and Facebook were down for that day where everybody was panicking, sat back behind my computer chair and was sending emails out to people. That's it.
I was doing the same thing. I was doing the same thing. In fact, what was funny about the whole Instagram, Facebook blackout, I actually did a post the day before saying everyone needs to kind of have an email list at this moment in time, because you never know what's going to happen. And then 12 hours later, Instagram wasn't working, and I was just like,
what's going on? Yeah, exactly. And I came back. Look, I made a reel the next day. I've been telling y'all for months. before this even happened, y'all need to get on it and stop playing. But hey, you know what? At least now it was a hard lesson for some. But hopefully they took advantage of it. But still remain the same. That it's just we own it. So we gotta put focus on things that we actually own within our business. I got a saying: if you don't have a pipeline, you got a pipe dream. So if you don't have people consistently in your flow that you can tap into, then you don't have a business. That's just what it is.
It's kind of like what they say: if your business isn't making money, it's just an expensive hobby. Okay. Next question: what do you think the actual potential of email marketing is? Like, if you were to maximize your time with it, regardless of whether it's on a social media platform or if you're just starting a business with a website, what do you think the potential of it could be for your business?
It's massive. And the potential is massive because you can do it even before you have a product, right? Even if you're just saying, I want a product validation, meaning is my product and my service worth it before I put it out there for everybody? And if you can get an email list just for those purposes, then boom, guess what? You create something that they want, and boom, now you're making money, right, off your email list. So it's not just a thing you can use for cash flow purposes. You already understand what the market wants because you're getting that traction within your email list because they're opting in. You're hearing their responses. You're understanding more about them than just what you're offering. So it's a data collection point as well.
What are the rules around compiling an email list for you? Like data collection, basically. What rules do you know that we have to abide by?
The anti-spam laws, meaning whatever email service provider you use, you have to put your address, zip code, all that stuff down, right? That's just anti-spam. You don't want to get mixed up with that and not do it give people a way to clearly unsubscribe. Yep. If you get messed up with anti-spam laws, you're going to get in trouble. It's not nothing to play with, right? So that's definitely rule number one. Rule number two, just in the habit of sending good emails, do not overload your emails with pictures, okay? Because when you do that, it shouts out to the service pretty much that, hey, you're either spamming or a bot or you're not a legitimate service, okay?
It also makes your emails bigger and longer to load, which isn't a great experience for a lot of people as well.
Also, another rule of thumb, mobile optimization is key. Remember, 2 sentences on desktop is going to look like a paragraph on mobile. So you have to be real strategic and really compare. After you're writing preview, there should be a preview button, and you can look at your emails and see exactly how they look.
100%. 100%. I've seen so many emails where, because I view most of my emails on my phone. I'm not always at my desk, not always at my laptop. So I'm on my phone and I'm like, I see an email sometimes and it will be 3-4 pages long before I actually get to the point. And that's not very appealing.
No, it's not. I keep it between 10 to 15 sentences, but I do line breaks in between. I did a reel about that where them big blocky paragraphs don't do well. So it was like a line, boom, break, another line, boom, break, because it's easier for people to scan. If they're going to scan it anyway, at least instead of scanning a paragraph, they're just scanning line by line because they can see the bottom of the email. People are more likely to finish the email, they can see the bottom or see the end of it.
Do you have a certain way you structure your emails?
It normally depends on the content. I normally do, if I'm selling something, it's normally just a bold headline. I'm big on using emojis in my headline. And then I normally just use the first name to make it more personal. And then I just either get straight to it or I try to do a brief story in relation to my product or service. And then at the end, I say why you should tap into this particular resource. That's normally how I do it. If I'm just tapping in with the community, it's mainly just me trying to make the email more conversational. So it's a lot of thought in the back of the mind. So if I'm not creating content, I'm just more or less trying to bring some familiarity to the email itself. Because I don't want to always be formal, right? I want to feel like that they can just respond back to it if they need to.
Yeah, it's really cool. We have another question. What platforms do you recommend for beginners? And why are they good for beginners?
Okay, I don't like MailChimp, right? But I'm not a beginner. But if you must use MailChimp, it is clunky. The next best one, I would say, in my opinion, is GetResponse, because that's the one I use to this day. Because you can segment your list, it's budget friendly, and also you can have different flows and things as well, and also come with a landing page builder. So if you don't have a website, let's say your brand spanking new, you don't have a website yet, but you want to start email marketing, collecting emails, you can build a landing page on that platform and then just go ahead and host it there. And that's a good point. Someone said it also depends on the type of business as well. Yeah, you're right, it does. Because some email service providers cater more to product-based businesses than service-based businesses. But the main thing, just pick something and go. Because a lot of people will get hung up on which is the best one I should be using and what is this benefit versus that benefit. Just pick something that's within your budget and just get started.
Okay, so how quickly do you usually see a return on investment in email marketing? Because that's what people really want to know.
Right. And that's going to depend on a lot. And that's a hard one to answer because it's like, just because you're emailing doesn't mean they're good emails, right? So it depends on how good your sales copy. How often are you sending emails? Do you have a sequence or are you just doing weekly mail blasts? So if everything is clicking on all cylinders, I would suspect you start making at least turning your investment within the first month or two. If you do it the right way and if you have enough volume. Okay, if you're getting like 1 subscriber a week, 2 subscribers a week, then you got other issues. But if you're at least at 100, then you should start seeing some turnaround within the first month or two, if everything's done accordingly. But when you're starting out, nothing's going to be done 100% right. So you're going to be doing some fumbles, so that number is unrealistic. But the main thing is just keep doing it until you see some results, because you're going to see some. It just depends on what you're doing within that time space.
So it's a matter of time. So if you were to chronicle, like if you were to give me a list of steps that a beginner needs to do when they start doing email marketing, from the beginning where they have no idea what they're doing to, I would say the end, but I don't think you're ever going to end, because you're always going to learn more and more and more as time goes on, to the point where you're comfortable and you are bringing in a good amount of subscribers every week. What do they need to do and what do they need to set up?
Got you. So the first thing is the planning. You have to understand two things. All right, so let's say I'm a personal trainer. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. So I have to create a freebie in order for people to give me their email address. So I may do top 10 strength training exercises in 2022. I'll offer a PDF, create a quick landing page, and then go ahead and tap in with that. So then I'll go ahead and link that to the landing page. So when they give me their email, it sends it back, right? It sends the guide back. Then I would work on my email sequence. So 5 to 7 emails, pretty much taking them on a buyer's journey or a customer journey. So, and that can look different for everybody in their particular business. But for this one, I would probably do introduction. Then second one, did they like the freebie? Third one, maybe some testimonials or some results using what I gave them. The fourth one, why they haven't taken action yet. And then fifth or sixth, I may point to the offer. Okay, so that's probably how I would set that up. And then once that starts happening, I would start creating more content and getting more pushed to my email list. So then instead of saying follow for more or like this, I would say, grab, click link in the bio, grab this freebie. Okay, I would make my focal point to get people to my email list versus following me. All right. And then as that time goes on, my list grows. Now I'm sending weekly emails with my subscribers, giving them content free so that way they can build that trust. And then if you're doing 1 email blast a week, I live by the 80-20 rule. You provide value 80% of the time, sell 20% of the time. So maybe 1 email a month or 2 emails a month, I'm trying to sell them or get them to go ahead and be the buyer program or sit down for a call. We do a demo workout, whatever that may be, right? And then I'm just repeating those steps to grow my business. That's normally how I would do from A to Z.
Nice. So are you sending weekly blasts then?
Right, I do weekly. I run a couple different businesses. I have a finance business, and I also have, my business marketing. So my finance, I normally do 2, but for my coaching side, in marketing, I do 1 a week.
Okay, we have another question here. It's from Ione. She said, does it look desperate to send new freebies every few emails?
Not every few emails. There's nothing wrong with gifting your list something different, something new, but like that's once in a couple months type thing. Not every new emails, because then it's harder for people to take you seriously and buy from you. It's a fine line. You want to be the authority. You want to be the leader of your community. But if you just start giving, you're training them not to buy from you and not to take action.
You need to provide value, but at the same time, if you carry on providing value too much, as you just said, you're going to train them into thinking, in a few months they're going to give it to me anyway, so there's no point of buying anything from them. Okay, I've got one last question. Okay, what is the best way to get people to sign up to your freebie through Instagram or through any social media platform out there? Like, could you give us actionable steps to get people to actually sign up?
Most definitely. So what I would do, if I had to start over from today, I had to create a brand new freebie, I would work out a content strategy around my freebie. Then what I would do when I make the content, I would tie it in. So let's say I'm doing, like I said, go back to Home Fitness thing. If I'm doing workouts, all right. So now I'm going ahead and I'm doing the same workouts. If you want to see these more in depth, make sure you download my freebie, right? I'm tying it into it so they can see the relation and they can be more opted to, to take action and actually get the freebie. So that's my first step. And then I would just, like I said, make that the focal point. Every time I'm talking, I would say download my free ebook, and then you can take it a step further and just maybe offer your freebie to other influencers may have a higher follower count, and have them promote your freebie for you. Use some influencer marketing tactics to really, close the gap in a short amount of time. So that's what I would do as well if I had to start over today. If I didn't want to do all this stuff and use the time, I would probably fork over some cash and find some high market influencer. Okay, promote this for me, please, and as well as do it on my own, so it's more of an organic experience.
Fair enough. It's literally one of those things. I made a post about this a few weeks ago, I believe. No one's going to buy from you if they don't know that you're selling something. No one can sign up to something they have no idea about. So you need to... This isn't you being salesy. This is just you informing people. People need to know about stuff in your stories. You need to make highlights for it. Put it in your posts, your CTAs. Obviously, don't spam everyone out there. Oh, my days, sign up to my freebie. Sign up to my freebie. Sign up to my freebie. But no one can sign up to something they have no idea about at the end of the day. You need to let them know. Thanks, guys. Okay, cool. I think there's no more questions left. But Rock, thank you so much for coming on today. I know it's been brief, but it has been actually really fun and informative. If you have any other questions in regards to email marketing, sales, or automation, follow Rock. He's the guy for that.
Thank you.
Just follow him. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone else who decided to join in on the live and actually engage and everything. Hopefully you got value out of that. Hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll see you lot later.
Okay.
Catch you later.
Thank you, brother.
Bye.